the Elegoo Neptune 2 FDM 3D printer. Let's give it a bit of a very honest review. Hey guys, this stands a chance of being a short and fairly unpopular video with some, but hey, I've got to be honest. Several weeks back now, Elegoo sent me their Neptune 2 FDM printer free of charge and asked if I'd review it. At the same time, they sent out Neptune 2s to various other creators and YouTubers across the world, which puts me in some quite flattering company. Anyway, sending me this was highly unusual, as they generally ask me first, and didn't this time. Because of that oversight, I ended up with an FDM printer that I would normally have declined to review, because I don't really know much about FDM printing. For that reason, I sat back and let the other reviewers do their work, confident they'd do a much better job than I ever could, and I'm sure on the whole that's the case. But, well, this weekend I decided to take the printer out of the box and give it a go, but my intention was not to review it, so the upcoming video footage is patchy at best. You see, I didn't have the best of times setting it up, and afterwards I did something I genuinely never do. I looked at the reviews of some other YouTubers, mostly bigger and more popular channels than mine, to see what the experts thought. Most of what they said was excellent, without flaw, and no doubt packed with more knowledge than I could ever muster. But what they didn't say surprised and even shocked me. This is the Neptune 2 printer, and this is the content of the box. The last FDM I put together was the Creality CR10S, which was a couple of years ago now, but from memory, setup was much less involved. One YouTuber claimed he was up and running within 15 minutes, and frankly, I think that's complete b****. If you're the kind of guy that doesn't enjoy assembly, if you avoid flat pack furniture, then don't buy this printer. Now, I've got mates like that, clever guys, intelligent, good blokes, but when they need something assembling, they tend to come to me, and here, assembly took me roughly an hour. Now, Elegoo are fantastic at giving us great quality printers at rock bottom prices, and everything here really feels the part, or rather, everything feels lots of parts. But look at this. Trust me, that's a flat surface. Maybe I got a dud, but in the few reviews I skimmed through, no one mentioned anything like this. It could really use the adjustable feet that we see on the Mars. Needless to say, the very first thing I did was print a couple of opposing wedges to cure this wobble. The other thing that got to me after assembly was this. That's a very loose build plate. Now, things do come loose in transport, and in fairness to Elegoo, they do mention this in their instructions, and it can be easily cured if you have the hands of a Japanese schoolgirl and the dexterity of a Swiss clockmaker. Unfortunately, I've got great big meaty fists. I wanted to film myself doing this, but the gap was too small, and it took me around 20 minutes just to adjust this. But finally, the finished article should be wobble free and glide smoothly. 15 minutes, my f***ing ass. Anyway, just a couple more gripes. Firstly, go careful with these frames. They twist under the pressure of fixing, so apply the bolts loosely in the first instance, then go back and tighten these later. Secondly, you have to fit the drive belt yourself and tension it. Well, how much tension do I need? A little? A lot? I erred on the side of loose, but when I did a test print, it was a little off-sided. So I tensioned it by, I don't know, a little bit, and that seemed to cure it, which means, on the whole, a little bit of fine-tuning might also be needed. So after these scathing comments, I hate the printer, right? Well, actually, no, I don't. It's a typical Elegoo. Once properly assembled, it prints like a dream. I'm no FDM expert, but even I could manage to achieve some nice, precise prints. And this semi-flexible surface, it's brilliant. No glue, hairspray or masking tape needed here. Everything sticks to the surface like, well, glue, hairspray and masking tape. And being semi-flexible, you can bend it slightly to persuade the extremely stuck prints to come off. The only problem left here is cleaning the surface of these leftovers. And quite how long this surface will last, I really don't know. But it prints well and it sticks like stink. So that's a perfect combination for a basic FDM printer. And it is basic, though it contains many of the features we've come to expect, like filament detection and resumed printing. Basic is good and gets the job done, and incredibly, Elegoo have done it again by selling it at a very reasonable price. If you can get one, as these things come in and out of stock stupidly quickly. This is possibly due to the fact that many of those influential channels have spoken so positively about them, as presumably theirs were pre-assembled and wobble-free. But this sales success is probably far more likely due to the fact that these are excellent and wonderfully affordable printers. Yes, assembly is required, and that doesn't suit everyone, especially as the instructions aren't always helpful. And it will take you more than 15 minutes unless Dr. Strange is helping you out. And maybe yours, like mine, will have been kicked around by more angry couriers than average, meaning fine adjustment is a must. But with that done, you'll have an excellent printer that costs less than the one your annoying show-off neighbour bought last Christmas. For more information than I'm able to provide, see the Elegoo website, though don't believe everything you read there. And also, seek out those major channels who actually know what they're talking about. Possibly, Elegoo will never send me another printer, and the wrath of influencer-loving followers may well fall upon me. But that's my user's viewpoint, very honest semi-review, guys. I hope it prepares you for the genuine realities of this printer and reassures you that the efforts really are worthwhile. So that's it for this terribly filmed video, guys. Take care and thanks for watching.